crowning around. In this episode, Rajiv loses his crown and believes he cannot do anything with it. So the episode starts with Rajiv imagining himself that he looks amazing with his crown on, and we get a fantasy sequence following that in the beginning of the episode. Which I like that sequence because it shows that Rajiv really wants to have fun wearing a crown all day on the railway. Well, Indian Railway, I meant. I quite like the theme given for Rajiv during the imagination sequence Chris Renshaw composed for him. I think this should be Rajiv's theme in the show, just like how many characters had their theme in the classic series and seasons 8 to 11, and as well, yeah, that other season. It was morning already, and Thomas Ashima and also Norjeen were just waking up, but Norjeen has achy brakes, meaning she is suffering over brake problems. Rajiv brags to everyone about his crown on top of his funnel, but Shankar tells him to concentrate on his jobs instead of showing off. But Rajiv tells Shankar that he would just go do his jobs and show off his glamorous crown in the same time. But later on, he ends up in trouble at a railway bridge, where a pair of monkeys distract him from paying attention to his own job, causing Rajiv to lose his crown when a crane hook drops it by mistake. But the monkey has it, and the pair of monkeys throw it into another engine's truck. Rajiv is upset that he lost his crown. He imagined that he would be nothing without his crown, and says he won't do anything until he gets it back. So Thomas and Ashima decide to keep their eyes open for Rajiv's crown. Honestly, even though you do see Ashima, Thomas, and Shankar not noticing the crown in that scene, I can tell that crown is going everywhere it goes during said scene. Believe me when I say this, but I don't know why this is put inside an episode that seemed to do so well, but this scene here just gets really interesting. It's not pointless, boring filler or anything. It's somewhat interesting.
Have you seen Rajiv's crown?
No, I've been too busy doing all his jobs.
Then it must be lost for good.
Well, you three know that this crown is really going everywhere you are going, right? Rajiv asks if both engines have found their crown yet, but no luck has happened, even though the viewers can see the thing move around. Well, you know, the crown Rajiv lost. No, it's not that they are blind, quote-unquote. It's that they have not noticed, and yet the viewers have. And that's something that does happen in a trope where a character keeps an eye out on something that was lost from the original owner, but yet we get a mini montage sequence where the object just goes everywhere with the character not realizing. When was the first time they ever did that? I'm pretty sure they did this in other shows before Thomas, so... Speaking of that, Rajiv still feels nothing for good without his crown, but it didn't last that long when Norjeev comes around like a runaway engine, and Rajiv saves Shankar and Norjeen crashes into the shed. To be honest, with that scene, Rajiv is quite a hero. This episode is really starting to remind me of Percy's Lucky Day, another favorite episode from the Andrew Brenner era. Shankar, Thomas, and Ashima congratulate Rajiv for his bravery and courage to save Shankar, and it was because he did it without his crown, making Rajiv very happy. The next morning, Rajiv realizes he has learned something today. He realizes he could be brilliant without his crown. Charubala, the Indian railway controller, arrives, and although she isn't happy with Rajiv for being silly and for not being able to do his jobs, well, because Rajiv couldn't handle doing things without his crown. So despite this, she congratulates him for saving Shankar from a nasty accident that happened yesterday, and so Rajiv has his crown back as a reward for his bravery and heroism. as the episode ends with Rajiv feeling happy to get back on the railway with his crown on him again. This episode was a good way to give Rajiv the screen time where he is the main focus again. We had seen him get the lead role before in Thomas Goes to Bollywood and Tiger Trouble, so I think the writers thought they should give him more stories to develop his character more, and that is most likely positive because I can tell Rajiv plays an excellent role in the Indian Railway episodes. Though, I think Ashima should have an episode of her own too by now, because we have yet to see her get an actual episode where she is in the spotlight aside of Thomas. So overall, this episode does turn out as a very good episode. It gives Rajiv character, it has a good message, it came up with something new about an engine that lost his own crown, and it had very good imagination sequences where there is one where we see Rajiv feel awesome, and the other we would sympathize with him, so this episode, this one gets an 8.5 out of 10, and it's a pretty good episode. Goodness gracious knows that this is one of the shortest reviewed episodes of my series, because I don't know how I managed to review the episode as time went on that short. Okay, since the episode is done and reviewed and claimed a good episode, let's review another episode set in India, and I can tell this one might be a true stinker there. Now, where can a season be without its bad episodes? I'm already done here, so I am not going to tell you anymore, or I should have spoiled the next episode. So, have a good day, and take care.
Get me back on that railway.